Oasis Mirage in the desert. In the heart of a vast desert, where the sun beat down with relentless force, the sands stretched endless and unforgiving. Amidst this desolate expanse roamed Dune, the desert unicorn, his coat a shimmering sand gold that glistened under the relentless sun. Once rivers flowed here, nurturing the land with life and color, but no longer. The world had grown parched and weary under the weight of an unyielding drought, and so had Dune. His once vibrant mane had faded, mirroring the bleached bones scattered across the landscape. Dune, known among the scattered desert dwellers for his resilience, was the last of his kind. His kind had once roamed the vast lands, their magic a wellspring of life for the earth. But as the rivers receded, so did their numbers, until only Dune remained. Each step he took left a faint mark, a reminder of life in a land forgotten by rain. One day, as the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of fire and blood, Dune's journey led him to an unusual sight. There, forming out of the swirling sands, appeared Mirage, an illusionist genie known and feared for her deceptive charm. Her form shifted with the sands, a dance of particles in the desert air. Why does a unicorn wander so far from the remnants of his paradise? She asked, her voice echoing like a melody carried by the wind. I seek the oasis, Dune replied, his voice steady but weary. Legend speaks of a place that appears only to those in dire need, a sanctuary that can revive the land. I must find it to save my home. Mirage regarded him with a spark of interest in her ethereal eyes. The oasis, you say? Many have searched, and just as many have succumbed to the desert's wrath. What makes you believe you will succeed where others have failed? Because I must, Dune stated simply. His determination was as clear as the stars beginning to pierce the evening sky. Intrigued by his resolve, Mirage flickered before him. Perhaps I could be persuaded to aid you, Dune. The desert is full of secrets, and I know its illusions well. Thus began their alliance. As night cloaked the desert, the two set out under the crescent moon's watchful eye, Dune with his indomitable spirit, and Mirage with her mastery of illusions, ventured deeper into the heart of the desert, seeking the mythical oasis that promised rebirth and salvation. Their journey was fraught with challenges. Mirage's powers twisted the desert around them, creating visions of water that vanished upon approach, testing Dune's resolve. Yet it was through these trials that a bond formed, a mutual respect for the other's strengths. Each night, as they rested beneath the vast starlit sky, their conversations wove a tapestry of shared tales and hopes, binding them closer. The desert, vast and mysterious, held its breath as it watched them pass, its ancient sands whispering of trials yet to come. As days melted into nights and back into days, Dune and Mirage traversed the shifting dunes, their shadows long in the early light, fading under the harsh noon sun, then stretching again as evening drew near. The desert, vast and unyielding, tested their resilience with every step. Sandstorms rose without warning, the winds howling like ancient spirits disturbed by the intrusion, obscuring the sun and turning day into a dark, churning tumult. During these storms, Mirage would weave her magic, creating a sphere of calm around them. Her powers flickered like candlelight against the tempest's wrath, her face etched with concentration. Dune, his own magic drawn from the dwindling reserves of the land, felt each grain of sand battering against their fragile shield. "How much longer can you hold it?" he shouted over the roar of the wind. "As long as I must," Mirage shouted back, her eyes gleaming with a fierce determination. But Dune could see the strain on her face, the way her form wavered with each gust. When the storms abated, leaving behind a silence that rang in their ears, they would continue, their bodies sore, their spirits tested, but unbroken. It was during these quiet moments that Dune would speak of the world as it once was, rivers winding like silver threads through the land, forests teeming with life, and the sky filled with the songs of birds. Mirage listened, her heart aching for a world she had never seen, her resolve hardened by the stories of beauty and loss. As the journey wore on, the mirages became more frequent and vivid. Lakes of clear blue water appeared on the horizon, only to evaporate as they approached. Trees sprouted from the sand, offering shade that disappeared into thin air once they reached for it. Mirage confessed that these were not her doing, and Dune realized that the desert itself was testing them, offering false hopes to weaken their resolve. It was during one such illusion, when a beautiful grove appeared, complete with fruit-laden trees and a stream bubbling with clear water, that Mirage collapsed, her energy spent. The grove vanished as Dune rushed to her side, his heart pounding with fear. He lifted her gently, her body light as if made of the very sands around them. "We can't stop now," Dune whispered, determination stealing his voice as he shielded her from the sun with his body. "The oasis must be near." Mirage opened her eyes, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Then let's not give up," she murmured. Her hand gripped his, her touch grounding him as much as it gave her strength. Together they moved forward, their journey a testament to their growing trust and reliance on each other. Each step forward was a step closer to their goal, each shared hardship a stone in the foundation of their friendship. The desert watched, its timeless gaze weighing their worth, wondering if perhaps this time it might reveal its most precious secret. As the relentless sun once again rose over the horizon, Dune and Mirage approached what seemed like just another expanse of endless sand. But as they moved forward, the air shimmered with a gentle warmth, unlike the scorching heat they had endured. Mirage, though weakened, sensed a change. "Do you feel that, Dune? It's different here," she said, a whisper of hope in her voice. Dune, too, felt a strange pull, a call that resonated deep within his heart. It was as if the very sand beneath their hooves urged them onward, guiding them with a gentle firmness. They continued, their bodies weary but spirits buoyed by the subtle change in the desert's breath. As the day wore on, the landscape began to shift imperceptibly. Sand dunes slowly gave way to patches of grass, the first green they had seen in what felt like a lifetime. Small flowers dotted the landscape, bursts of color against the monochrome sand. Mirage laughed, a sound of pure joy, as her powers surged anew, strengthened by the life budding around them. "Look, Dune, it's working. The oasis, it must be nurturing the land even as we approach," she exclaimed, her energy returning as the desert transformed around them. Dune felt a surge of hope, his heart lifting as the magic of the land responded to their presence. They moved forward, now with ease, as the desert continued to bloom, a path unfolding before them, leading them onward. Finally they reached a grove, lush and vibrant, centered around a clear pond that sparkled under the sun's gentle gaze. There, in the midst of this verdant paradise, stood a figure, a spirit, her form fluid and serene, her presence soothing and cool, like the waters she guarded. This was Oasis, the spirit of the place they had sought so desperately. "You have done well to reach me, brave ones," Oasis spoke, her voice like the rustling of leaves. "Many have sought me, driven by desperation, but it was your resolve and unity that have brought you here." Mirage and Dune approached, their journey's end within reach. "We need your help," Dune said, his voice steady despite his awe. "Our land dies, and with it my kind." Oasis nodded, her gaze sweeping over them. "I will help you, for you have proven your hearts true. But remember, the life of the land is a cycle, ever changing. You must continue to protect and nurture it, as you have done in seeking me." With a graceful motion, Oasis touched the water, and from the pond, a wave of energy surged forth, rushing outwards to the desert beyond. The land transformed, greens and blues spreading as far as the eye could see, water flowing once again. Dune and Mirage watched in wonder, the burden of their quest lifted. They had found the oasis, and with it hope for their land. "Thank you," Dune murmured, his voice thick with emotion. "We will guard this gift with our lives." As they prepared to leave, now guardians of a secret, Mirage turned to Dune. "Let's return together and tell our story. Perhaps in sharing it, we will inspire others to cherish and protect what we have regained today." Together they turned back, the desert blooming behind them, a testament to their courage and the power of unity.